Hey Tarot Sphere, it's Holly from Cape Cod Creatures, and I am here doing an unboxing for the Book of Shadows Tarot Complete Edition. So I saw these two decks come out and I was like, maybe, like if they ever do like a set where I can get both of the decks at once, like maybe I'll get them. Like I hadn't felt one way or another about them really. And then lo and behold, Los Scarabeo went ahead and released the complete edition. I just got this in the mail today. I also got the Angelarium Oracle of Emanations in the mail today, and I got another deck in the mail today too. I got a lot of deck mail today. I would do an unboxing. I would do an unboxing for this one. I know Simon recently did an Angelarium unboxing, but I haven't seen an unboxing for this yet. So let's march to the beat of a different drummer, shall we? So I'm going to go ahead, and I already started the plastic a little bit, and take this off. So yeah, this is the As Above and So Below deck. It was split into two decks, which is kind of cool. I don't know. The jury is out for me on this one so far, because like I said, I wasn't super duper excited to be I was like, maybe if they ever do, like I said, if they ever do two sets, and then maybe I'll think about it. So yeah, I think honestly, when you do like an As Above and So Below deck, something like that, I don't think there necessarily needs to be two tarot decks for a Book of Shadows theme. Like it's a novel theme. It was kind of neat to see it, but I don't know. I just felt like you probably didn't need the two decks. It seemed to me to be like a little bit of a marketing ploy. But anyway, the box is pretty sturdy. It seems it's got a magnetic flap. It's glossy, and it's got a little bit of silver gilding on it for the title and for the triquerda, I think that's called. And then it says on the back, it gives a little bit about the cards, the two different decks. It says the As Above deck tarot shows universal face of the Book of Shadows, focusing on Wiccan beliefs, and the So Below deck shows the human face of the Book of Shadows, focusing on day-to-day experiences. I think it would have been much more effective as a combined deck, maybe with reversals might have been neat, but or a back and forth. But anyway, you open it up, and this is what you're greeted with. You've got the inside of the box, again, done very nicely. I wouldn't expect anything different from Los Scarabeo. Their decks are usually pretty good quality, and their box sets, this is my first example. This is actually my first box set from Los Scare. So, well, no, because the, actually, you know what? My first box set with Los Scare would be the Tarot of the Silicon Dawn, which I was actually kind of disappointed in. So, anyway, like this is the quality I would have expected for Tarot of the Silicon Dawn. Like the box is really nicely done. It's got the triangular symbol, like the Celtic knot, all throughout. It's got a really decent book, it looks like. So let's see. Oh, Barbara Moore. Oh, the book is in color, you guys. That's fantastic. That's really awesome. So I'm assuming this is the guide for both of the decks. There's an introduction. Yeah, there's an introduction to the deck, goes through the major arcana. Yep, it's split into the As Above and So Below. I don't know, like I said, this is a very first impressions. I just got it in the mail today, Scarlett. So Scarlett says that she may be the only person who loves the So Below deck, and it would be nice if somebody joined her in loving it. So yeah, it just seems, actually, you know what, I'm looking at some of these pictures now and I kind of love it. Like the hangman is a yoga pose. No, I think I could totally get down with the So Below deck. Like one of them is very esoteric, and then the other one is very down to earth, it looks like. So I like me some down to earth stuff. I mean, the whole point of having tarot, like, yeah, are there any spreads in here for the combined decks? It doesn't look like they have anything for combining them, though. Again, it would take a big double deck tech. Oh no, so they do have some double deck techniques for reading with both decks. So it'll be interesting to read about that. I'm actually almost done with the Shadows Tarot. And not to be confused with the Book of Shadows Tarot, but I am almost done with the Shadows Tarot, so that'll be interesting to read about that. Okay, so the decks come packaged as so. There is, you know, one on each side. They're in the typical low scare. I call it the cigarette plastic, with the tear off or whatever. There's a ribbon inside the box for at least one of the decks. I think the other one probably has a ribbon. It just got tucked under, so you can pull the decks out easier. Let's go ahead and take that out. Yep, so there's a ribbon for both of the decks. It was just tucked under in an unfortunate manner. I don't like this. This pops right out. If you're going to go out of your way to build an amazing box, why cheap out? Look, it's just the ribbons are just glued there. I don't know. It just feels to me like that was kind of cheapy. I don't know. Again, low scare usually has, like, their decks are usually decent quality, and I am judging them a little bit for this, for this cheapy insert. That's a little, like, ridiculous if you ask me. I mean, it's like one of the magnetic boxes. Like, why freaking cheap out like that? Okay. So this is the So Below. The So Below, you know, it's labeled. Try and keep them separate. I think I'm going to make them little bags, or get them little bags. I'll probably buy them little bags. I bought a ton of fabric to sew some bags with, and some headscarves, and to make some altar cloths, and I don't even know if I'll get to that this weekend. And then, okay, so the As Above deck. Sculpting tool. One good thing about being in my art studio for this is that there's no shortage of pointy things to open decks with. All right, so we're getting the plastic off. Oh, it smells like a low scare deck. Not as bad. I don't know. So if you guys are familiar with Los Scarabeo decks, they've got a very distinctive aroma to them. It smells. This one doesn't smell so bad like it. It's like this weird sweet but inky and like earthy smell to them. This one doesn't. It smells faintly like it, but not so bad. And it seems to be typical low scare quality. They give you, of course, their advertising card and a special thank you and join our tarot club. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Biddy Tarot opened up their community, which I thought was just a forum with limited membership. Turns out you have to pay for it. Okay, so to even get access, like, have a members only section. I totally understand that as somebody who's running a forum right now. Like, I get why you would have a members only section to kind of offset some of the cost, but like, pay for the whole thing? No. And then you get the title card for the tarot, and then let's see. So, oh, these are all different titles. Hang on here. Let's see what they meant. Did they stick the Fool at the very end? At the very beginning? No, there's no Fool deck in this? What? I don't think there's a Fool deck in this. Oh, no, it was stuck to the, oh, never mind. There is a Fool card. It was stuck to the first card. So, okay, the cards are going to be a little sticky. So they're all named, they all have new names. This one is the Summerland. This one is the Elements. Let me see if I can get it to focus for you guys. Focus. And it's going to focus a little bit. Ugh, I have to figure out this camera and how to handle the focus. Arwen has the same problem. So you've got the Elements. You've got the Goddess, the God, Book of Shadows, Transformation. Okay, so basically, I'm not going to show you every single card because this is just kind of an unboxing and a first impressions. The Path, the Wheel of the Year instead of the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, meh. Okay. Like, I'm not really, I don't know. This will be an interesting deck for me to learn some of the more traditional pagan stuff, which I'm definitely interested in, but they've got some of the holidays in there. Lamas. Ooh, omens. I like that. That's a very beautiful card. I like that. I also have to figure out how to flip the camera around for you guys on this computer. Yeah, I don't know that I enjoy this deck so much, which would be weird. Wouldn't that be weird, Scarlett, if it was the other way around? If I liked the So Below deck as opposed to the As Above deck? Let's see. So yeah, they've renamed, it's the elements as opposed to, yeah, like they've got the suit of water for cups, maiden, mother, crone, and elemental instead of, so there's no masculine energy in the quartz here. It's elemental, maiden, mother, crone, represented by waxing crescent, full moon, and waning crescent here instead of the page, knight, queen, king. So there's no masculine energy there, which I find to be really interesting. Earth is gnomes, which honestly probably going to drive me crazy. I was a not fan of David the Gnome growing up. Do you guys remember that cartoon with the stupid pointy hat? I really loved it. I liked the fox. Yeah, so you've got like garden gnomes here. I feel like that's going to drive me crazy because I don't know how I feel about my tarot teacher is very much into fairies and stuff. And I know Kelly from Truth and Story is. Ooh, I like this card, which I find to be interesting because it is the Seven of Earth. So this is the Seven of Earth, you guys. Like there's some gnomes underwater and some mermaids. I think I hate this. I do like that shark though. Yeah, I don't like, it seems like it's definitely a tarot. Scarlett says it seems more like as above seems more like an oracle to her. Then you've got fire. I do like that salamander. Suit of fire is usually my favorite. Venus in the suit of fire. That's or no, that's, well, Venus and Aphrodite, same difference. Interesting to choose her for the three of, so this would be the Three of Wands. Interesting choice. You know, the birth of Aphrodite. That's kind of what that invokes. It looks like you've got a lot of Greek or Roman gods here. Like there's Aries / Mars. This would be Zeus. This would be Hades. Oh, I don't know which one this is. I'd have to look that one up off the top of my head. Neptune / Poseidon. I was a big Greek myth. I was a mythology geek when I was growing up, and I barely remember any of it. That one I don't remember so much. The Ten of Fire is all the constellations. I don't know. I kind of, the Ten of Wands is like the constellations. I kind of like that, but not for the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands has always been to me like a burden, but almost there card. And like there's a story behind getting the constellations up there, and it's all of them. But I don't know. Like I would have to read why that would make sense as the Ten of Wands / fire. And again with the Maiden, Mother, Crone, and air. That guy is dreaming. That kind of reminds me of like the ghost that visited Ray in the night of Ghostbusters. We've got fairies and some guys. It's like very Harry Potter right there. I don't know. That just makes me want to catch the night bus for whatever reason. Palm reading. Like there's like I Ching in the air suit. Interesting, some of the stuff that they chose. Chakra meditation. I mean, it's interesting. I look forward to working with it. If that's like, I guess, I mean, the best a deck can do upon first glance is to make somebody excited to work with it. So that would be the as above deck. But Scarlett, I think she's right. It seems more to me to be like an oracle. Like, I don't know that I would do full spreads with this. I think I would pull like something here or there for inspiration. Like, I could maybe even see this hanging out on my, oh, that's right, I set up a little meditation space or what have you back there. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to the beach tomorrow to get some shells for it because it's got a nautical theme going on with a mermaid scale. I had a coupon and I scored some awesome Yaya Han cosplay fabric for half price because it wasn't on sale because it's Halloween, so none of that fabric's going to be on sale just yet. But it was half off one cut of regular price fabric, and I was very excited to score that. A few yards of that. And it's stretchy, so if I ever get tired of it, I can always make something with it. I love fabric. So let's see. This is the So Below deck. So here we have your advertising card. You know what, I'm going to put that here. Opposed to the blue border, so a little more earthy than ethereal. Like, this is like an indigo blue. Hold on. Yep, so you've got like an indigo blue versus like a moss green, so you can tell the difference. That's how you tell the difference in this deck. The only, well, that and this one's going to be like day-to-day living, and this one's going to be like fairies and mermaids. So yeah, so that's how you would start to tell the difference anyway. And then there's the title card. Let's see. Okay, so, oh, that's this one feels more like a tarot to me. Okay, so we've got traditional, we're back to traditional titles. Maybe because this deck was created second, the artist/author of the deck kind of got the hint that, I don't know if other people did not enjoy the alternative titles. Yes, it's the fishy scale one, Dead Cheeky. That, I love that. Dead Cheeky said is the cloth I posted on Instagram. Yes, it is a aqua colored, reflective, stretchy. It's the Yaya Han cosplay fabric. If you head to Joann's, they have a cosplay line now, and I'm sure they'll all have a ton of it in for Halloween. This deck also smells very faintly of what Lo Scarabeo usually smells like, by the way, you guys, just not as strong on as some of the other decks. So anyway, you've got the Fool, Magician, the High Priestess, Empress, Emperor, and these are all scenes from everyday work. Scarlet, I think I'm gonna join the I Like This Deck Better club. I can't get it to focus. So the Emperor, female, and it seems like a very feminine deck. Even this one, the Hierophant, is someone who runs an apothecary. The Lovers, people just buying a new house together for the first time. Mermaid leggings, they're amazing. I love it. I was a big, or I am, I'm not going to say was, I still do love my Lula. Friends of mine sell LuLaRoe, and, you know, the LuLaRoe leggings are amazing, but they have, honestly, they've got quality control issues and ridiculousness. This isn't a Lula review video, but I've been looking, like, the prints have been really crappy lately. And they're really hard to get the good ones. So I've been looking for a new legging company, and I think I found one, and it's kind of amazing. And if you follow my Instagram, the Chariot is a bunch of teens in a car being driven to the mall, I would presume, by their mother. So yeah, I think I enjoy this. Like, get a runner for the strength. You've got an old woman, like she's really power walking or something there. This is going to be a very easy to read. You've got Fiona Apple in this one. I'm just kidding, but maybe a little bit. The Wheel. So they don't call this one the Wheel of Fortune, but very much you know, if you know tarot even a little bit. The Hanged Man, so far my favorite one. Oh, Death, you've got them selling their house. I wonder if this is, well, no, because you've got other people over here, obviously a very inclusive deck, which is nice. I was like, I wonder if it's the same family. Not the same family for obvious reasons. The Devil as ice cream. I understand that card. The Tower, a broken teacup, maybe getting some bad news. Oh, the Stars, a dog playing in a kiddie pool. The Moon. I like this one. It's evocative of a traditional moon. I feel like this deck probably could have gone, this card could have gone in the other deck, but it's still pretty. I wonder why it won't focus. I'm really tired of this camera. I feel I'm going to find a new one. The Sun, barbecue. Yeah, I like this deck a lot more. Times Square. So we've got houses. It looks like we're going back to traditional. Knave, Knight, Queen. Never a reason, like, I know it's probably not the case. I'm not really big on. I'm really going to say I'm not well versed in medieval terminology, but knave always meant to me like you knave. Like it seems to me to be like a little bit insulting, like almost like a different word for knight. I don't know that I would. No, is the connection wompy and chonky? Oh, I might go through this review. So I never really thought of name like a page. Like it doesn't mean the same to me. Like squire. I would say squire maybe instead of page, but I don't know about knave. I'll take a look at it after you guys. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll convince my husband into it. Like, you know, I think he's on the internet at the same time that I am, and we're on like the lowest tier of internet. So maybe I'll have to convince him like we need to bump it up if I'm going to keep doing this from home. The Pentacles is very kitcheny. Oh, you've got gnomes again in here, but they're like helping. I don't agree with that. That makes me make my sad face. Yeah, it's got like the little helper gnomes. Do you see the helper gnomes? I don't think I like that very much at all. Okay, so let's do again. More ritual going on here. Yeah, okay, so here's where this deck loses me a little bit. If you're going to stick with an earthy theme, this is more like it, but this is, I think that there should be, you're going to have a theme, stick with the theme. I'm being a little bit than this one. Even I'm connecting with it a little bit better. Apparently I'm a very grounded, down-to-earth individual. So it's a little. So here we see some fairies. Okay, so fairies and stuff, and I don't know. Like, again, I think like if you're gonna have like the grounded, down-to-earth deck, I think a better representation of that and something without all this. Like there's a phoenix coming out of the fire. Like that's a little woo for what is supposed to be the data manifesting deck. Honestly, like, you know, I'm not going to manifest a phoenix in safe. I'm going to manifest something that's maybe like this would have been better if there was like a phoenix sigil or something, or even just the hint of a phoenix in the fire, but you've got fairies and a phoenix. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that is the So Below deck. As far as the quality of the deck decks are concerned. It's your low Scarabeo cardstock. It fits nicely in the hand, your typical low scare size. It's like 2 and something inches, easily rifle shuffled and bridged. That's the first time I've ever shuffled it. I don't know, it seems like a low Scarabeo deck. And like I said, it'll be interesting to work with. It seems, this deck seems like a really good, for whatever reason, like an end of the summer, beginning of fall kind of a thing. Like for whatever reason, it's making me want a pumpkin spice, like a mocha. It's kind of how I'm like, you know, like I want to put on, like, not that I'm not wearing leggings already, but I want to put on a pair of leggings and a pair of Uggs and or like my, oh my God, I just threw cards all over myself, all over my lap. I really just kind of want to put on my slippers and work with the deck in a cozy kind of environment. And then this deck, like, it's just got like down to feel, down to earth kind of a, like, you know, Joe kind of a feel. I don't really know why. Half of it in the middle of the winter. When you get to the gods, the pantheon, the Greek pantheon, and then half of it makes me want to work with it in the summertime when it's just like, you know, like the majors are very, like, it's got kind of a summery feel, like maybe early spring. So that's kind of interesting how it's got like a weird seasonal feel to it. Got some Indian influences going on in that card. Influences. I don't know. Just this deck is giving me like a weird feels. Out of the two, I definitely like the So Below deck better. Let's do, first let me pick up all the cards I just dropped on the floor. Anyways, I'm a mess. Okay. I hope that everybody's connection is sound in, if your connection is back or if it's still wonky. I would really appreciate that, actually. All right, let's do a pull from the below. We'll do a pull from each. Let me finish shuffling like I was before I was so rudely interrupted. Yeah, sometimes some of the decks, even though they have all the seasons, just looking one color of it. Is it coming and going? Oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. Hold on, let me see if I can fix it real quick. And then maybe if I go back to that. All right, you let me fix it. So yeah, I don't know, like, it's weird. Artwork sometimes just has like a feel to it, even though they try to represent all the seasons or something. It just captures like the, you know, like you can wear a sweater or a tank top, but sometimes your skin tone is just always going to be an autumn. Like, you know, it's weird. It seems, you know, like you're either a summer or an autumn where colors are concerned, where skin tone is concerned, and some colors work for you and some colors don't. Like Cameron Diaz should not be wearing red. She is not equipped to handle that color. She is definitely like a spring. Okay. So I'm going to shuffle this deck too, and then we'll do a pull from each of them. See, that's the problem with the double deck things. I feel like there's a lot of shuffling, which is why the double decks I don't think would work for professional reading. That would definitely be like a self-experiment kind of a deal. See, it shuffles nicely though. Price for low scare sometimes is that it shuffles nicely. Sometimes some of their decks are really weird. Yeah, I love Cameron Diaz too, so I don't mean to insult her, but like, stop it with the orange-based red. It just does not look good on you. Like if it had more of like a bluish purple undertone, like you know, like the purpley reds, it'd be different. But anyway, okay. I'm doing hand over hand shuffling, by the way, you guys, just so you can see. There we go. So, yes, Henrietta, I love you and I hear you and I acknowledge you and I will pet you and snuggle you in a minute. That's my lovely bird, you guys. Get used to the sound of that, because if I do videos at home a little more, she's definitely going to do some screaming. All right, so we've cut the decks. So below we got the Knave of Swords, and as above we got the Eight of Earth. Okay, interesting kind of a read. The 8 is usually you know, working hard to achieve something here. It looks like we've got some birds building a nest. This is a very busy card. Let me see if I can get this to focus. Okay, so you've got a bumblebee collecting pollen. You've got a butterfly busting out of a cocoon. You've got like 1,000 little gnomes. You've got a bird building a nest. You've got a branch trying to sprout. You've got crows trying to fly. You've got other gnomes climbing trees. This is just a very busy card. Dead Cheeky wants to know what kind of a bird Henrietta is, and she is a Moluccan cockatoo. And then for the Knave of Swords, which would be the Page of Swords, this is a little less busy of a card. We've got a fairy, like helping a little girl to fly a kite, which has a picture of a fairy on it, and a couple of little like symbols and sigils on her kite. I can't tell if that is a sigil painted on there, or if that is something that's whatever. Is that a feather on the kite? No. So yeah, it looks like it's just supposed to be like a little sprinkle of magic. What purpose she would put a fair, like, anyway, all right, I'm gonna stop. So clearly this is somebody like trying to like put an idea or a wish, like trying to, like, you know, they've got an idea, it's an inkling of an idea, they know they want to see a fairy, so they're gonna put that idea out there into the universe via a kite. It's very airy, very like trying to get there, not fully, whatever. And then you've got a very busy card, a very busy, like, stuff's going on in this card. You've got working hard and preparing for whatever might be coming. You know, you're preparing for little ones, you're preparing to get out there to go find a butterfly girlfriend, you're collecting you know, you're collecting the pollen to go make some honey. I think this would be like, if you want to, like, manifesting and putting ideas and like wishing, like the airy part of you know, whatever energy work or whatever it is you're doing, like having the idea is all well and good, but you still have to work really hard to get it. Like, you can put energy into this, but if all you do is like get out there and fly kites, like, you're not gonna, very Mary Poppins to me, like, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring. That's very well to put your wishes out there, but if you really want them to manifest, like really, you have to start setting some of those wheels in motion. Like, you can put it out to the universe and be like, I don't care about the how, but if you just sit on your duff and you don't do anything to like help it come into fruition, like, you're not gonna, like, for example, it'd be like, man, it sure would be nice if I had a space to meditate in my house, and then I just didn't go and get cloth or candles or like clear and create the space. Like, I found some really nice stuff. I'm gonna go beachcombing tomorrow to complete my altar, but shells and driftwood and beeswax candles, aren't just going to drop in my they're not just going to drop in my lap, or like wanting to sell the store. I could be like, man, I sure would love to sell the store, but you know, you still have to, like, I can put that wish out there, but you still have to do a little legwork. Like you got to call a broker, you got to, and then Dead Cheeky says, create more without so many distractions. Yeah, that's a good one too. But I think the bottom line is, if you want to manifest, like you can wish for things all day long, but probably I like this reading. This is probably like the tarot version of one of my most favorite sayings, which is wish in one hand and shit in the other, and see which gets filled faster. So I don't know. I think I've enjoyed reading with this deck so far. So yeah, that is my, first impressions, my first reading, my unboxing for this deck. I want to say I paid 20 some odd dollars for it. It came in with the price sticker from a store. I don't know what that's about lately. So that happened to Simon too. He got his Angelarium deck with a price tag on it from a shop, but thankfully I paid less than the price tag was marked on this for. So that is really interesting how that happened to him, and then also like happened, like, it's, I'm not going to say interesting, like it's a little coincidental, but it's like, where, like, how is Amazon taking this stuff from shops, and like, what are they doing? I thought they warehoused this stuff. What? And it was sold and fulfilled by Amazon, and it's coming from somebody's store. Like, I'm sorry, but that makes me feel crappy. Like, I don't want that person to take inventory off of their shelves and make like no money off of it. Like, I want them to be able to sell it in their store and make money from it. Like, and honestly, if I wanted to buy something in a store, I would go into a store and buy it. Oh, which reminds me, my favorite metaphysical shop on Cape Cod just stocked a bunch of Los Scarabeo decks. So I'm very excited. I'm trying to be like, you should stock indie decks too, so I can get indie decks from her as well. Two birds with one stone, because I do love my indie decks. Oh, you know what's really handy about this thing popping out? I'm going to take my art cards and my... Okay, so I'm going to take back that I completely hate this cheap-ass insert. It's still a cheap-ass insert, Los Scarabeo. I'm going to take back me hating this cheap-ass insert. I'm going to take my advertisement cards and do that with them. And then put this back over. Look at that. They're there, but they're not in my face every 5 seconds when I'm trying to take a deck out. They're just under there. They're safe and sound for collecting purposes. But now they can go right in the box. And I will say too, the other nice thing about this insert is you don't have to worry about your cards sliding underneath the insert. So at least that part was well thought out. Although, like, I think it's just the side effect of the box being constructed the way it is. I think it's just a nice bonus. I don't think they probably didn't go out of their way to be like, how can we make sure the cards don't slide under our insert? But I hate that. I'm actually going to start taking the inserts where cards slide under out of the decks, out of the deck boxes, and figuring out a way to store those. Because for practicality's sake, it just doesn't work. But anyway, that is it for this. I am going to close up this video, and then I'll log back on for a little bit of live chatting, you guys. I just want this to be its own video. So thank you so much for joining me for my unboxing of the Book of Shadows Tarot by Barbara Moore. And this would be the complete edition, the As Above, So Below, just released. So if you don't have either deck yet and you want a complete set, your wish has been granted. Bye, Tarot Sphere. Have a good evening.